Donald Trump is on a roll right now. He's so much on a roll, in fact, that even his controversial cabinet picks are being celebrated not just by Republicans, but by Democrats as well. A Democrat in Florida just gave this CNN host an answer that she was definitely not expecting when he was asked about Matt Gaetz and his recent nomination to be the new Attorney General. Take a look.
This is what the American people voted for, right? I mean, Trump was not shy about what he wanted to do in this country. And, in Matt Gaetz, he's not only going to get someone who's fiercely loyal, but fiercely competent. Matt Gaetz knows exactly what to do with the Attorney General's office. He will turn that into be most powerful Attorney General in American history. I know Matt well. We served together in the legislature in Florida. In fact, Matt was the one who was part of the transition team of Ron DeSantis, who helped get me appointed as the Director of Emergency Management in the state of Florida. And so, Trump was very clear on what he wanted to do with government. And in Matt Gaetz, he is going to get a very competent, very powerful Attorney General.
That's coming from a Democrat, by the way. And I didn't play the whole clip, but that whole time that CNN host is basically trying to get this Democrat to say that Matt Gaetz is this awful pick and talk about all the threat to democracy he's going to be when he goes after Democrats. But that Democrat just can't say it because I think he knows deep down that a lot of these Democrats deserve to be prosecuted. I'm not saying that it should be lawfare in the same way that Donald Trump has been attacked, but I think some people have done some very bad things and should be prosecuted, and the law should work it out. And I think that's what that Democrat believes as well. Again, I couldn't play the whole clip for you because it was so long and the CNN host just keeps kind of trying to bring this up. And that Democrat's just saying, look, I know Matt Gaetz. He's a very, very well tested attorney. He was very good in the private sphere, so he's going to be a good AG. And that's what I believed. He kept coming back, though, as well, this Democrat. He kept coming back to something very, very profound that a lot of people have been talking about, which is that the people who have elected Donald Trump elected him for a reason. And underneath Donald Trump is his cabinet, and Matt Gaetz is part of that. They did not elect Donald Trump because they just liked his personality. Though some people did like his personality. But that's not the reason why people voted for Trump. It's really not. They voted for him because they wanted the Department of Government Efficiency. They voted for him because they wanted AGs like Matt Gaetz, or they wanted Tulsi Gabbard to be the Director of National Intelligence. And Trump is being a very good president-elect right now. He's on a roll, like I said, because he is giving the people what they want. He's giving the people what they actually voted him in for. And that is really what I like about 2024 Trump. I really like 2024 Trump right now. If you've been with me for the last couple of years, I've been hot and cold on Trump at times. I've not always been super pro Donald Trump. Right now, 2024 Trump is by far the best version of him because, again, people have said it before. The American people gave him a mandate, and he is in real time fulfilling that mandate, and he has not missed so far. It's only been 9 days since the election, but he hasn't missed so far. In 2018, for example, I brought up that I wasn't always hot on him. In 2018, Trump did not give us everything he promised. And by the way, Donald Trump would be the first person to say that. He said it before. I was very skeptical. I'm not as skeptical now after looking at his cabinet nominations, but I was skeptical of his ability to drain the swamp before. And the reason why is because he didn't do it from 2016 to 2021, or 2017, I should say. He never did it. And so I was always like, well, he's saying that, but he never did it. It's clear that he means business this time. I think what we are seeing right now is some much needed improvement. And again, Donald Trump would be the first person to say that. So that's not just me saying it. Donald Trump himself has admitted those mistakes. Another thing I really like about Donald Trump is he actually is willing to admit a lot of his mistakes. And it will mean a great 4 years for all of us. But you know what else it means? This is the big picture, I think, for the Republican Party. It means a more successful election in 2026 as well as 2028 when we have a new president, because Donald Trump can't run again. So part of the reason why Trump lost in 2020, for example, was because he betrayed those principles during COVID that he had talked about. He printed money. He let bureaucrats like Fauci, infiltrate our lives. He did a lot of things that he said he wouldn't do. And then, it was the end of his presidency too. And so it really stuck out like a sore thumb for 2020. And for that reason, Joe Biden won. And this is contrary to that mandate that Americans gave in 2016 to Donald Trump, which of course was a referendum on Hillary Clinton. But I think he's learned from that. And so I think right now, because of the fact that he's learned, I think it will be a fantastic 4 years for sure. But I also think it gives Republicans a way better shot to do well in 2026 and then eventually 2028 when we have a new president. I want to talk to you guys about a partner of this show that I have gotten a lot of positive feedback about, and I'm talking about Caliber. When it comes to protection in the bedroom, men, listen up. And women, if you need presents for your man, listen up. Men, you're not settling for your best. One size fits all does not, in fact, actually fit all, and it does not inspire confidence. It does not create a good experience. It's not even offering you the protection that you want. That's why I've partnered with Caliber. They have not one, but 6 different sizes to choose from, and they make it very, very easy for you to find that size with their Find Your Size sampler. For a limited time, for my viewers, you will get a $50 gift card with a first-time purchase of that Find Your Size sampler. They have a money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you at all, but you're not going to want your money back because their products are absolutely fantastic. I would say that for something this important, you should splurge, but the thing is you don't have to splurge because the price is as good as the product. It's very competitive. Join the thousands of customers who are improving their sexual fitness with Caliber, and you can go to that link in the description below to find that Find Your Size sampler. Ben Shapiro was speaking at Vanderbilt this week, and he told a hilarious story about Donald Trump that I had never heard before about Trump's negotiation tactics, especially with Justin Trudeau. It's really good. You got to hear it. Take a look.
There's a story that I heard that's actually a pretty good story about President Trump negotiating with Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau was negotiating over a trade deal. And apparently Justin Trudeau didn't want to cave on a particular point. So Trump says, get him in here, get Justin. So they bring Justin in. And Trump says to him, Justin, what's the one thing that I could do that would totally destroy your economy? And Trudeau's like, well, I mean, if you tariffed our automobiles, that would be really bad. And Trump says, Justin, first rule of negotiation, don't tell the person across the table from you what's the one thing they could do to destroy your economy. Because let me tell you, Justin, I don't care about the Canadian economy. I care about the American economy. So if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to tariff every automobile that comes across the border. And then apparently Trudeau sort of gave in. And then later they were supposed to have like a joint presser signing a bill or something, signing a treaty. And right before, Trump reaches over into his coat pocket and he takes out like a Matchbox car. And he says, Justin, I want you to keep this on your desk always so you remember the lesson you learned here today.
Democrats, if any of you are watching this video, I need you to understand that this is why Donald Trump just won the popular vote. This is the reason. It turns out that this kind of foreign policy, it kicks butt. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. And it's the reason why Democrats over the last 50 years have completely failed on foreign policy, as well as, frankly, a lot of neocons as well. I'm not going to just say it's Democrats. It's one of the reasons why Republicans and moderates and even a lot of Democrats love Donald Trump's foreign policy. You need stones to negotiate, and Trump actually has them. Because again, you got to get in the mind of Donald Trump for a second. Donald Trump looks at everything, including foreign policy, and he looks at it as a deal. And Democrats on the other side approach everything as more of like let's cooperate with them. Let's be a nice America. But the thing is when America is bullish, the world is better for everyone. It's not just better for America. When you cooperate with people like Iran and send them $6 billion of unfrozen assets, it turns out Iran uses that money to fund terrorist organizations on the world. Instead, approach it like a freaking deal and approach them like the terrorists they are. That's just one example. But Democrats just love slowly losing and calling it being nice. But on the other hand, you can actually have a strong America, especially when you're the most powerful force on the planet. Let's act like it. How hard is that? Somehow the neocons and Democrats could not figure that out. Donald Trump has. And if you were to ask me, maybe what I was most excited for a Donald Trump second term, it'd be this. It really would. Having a businessman back in the White House who actually knows how to make great deals, that is exciting. And it turns out that Donald Trump is the man to make that happen.